Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing another League of Legends game, Rakan. I'm trying out some new stuff with Rakan. I've been studying up, looking over some master level Rakan players. I'm trying to switch things up a little bit because I need something fresh. So I've been on a loss streak lately. I was just in promos for Diamond 5, probably about 5 days ago. And we just haven't had it. And I've been a little frustrated with my lack of agency in games. I think that Janna is still really good. I have had quite a bit of success with Sona, and I did go on a streak with Lulu for a while there. But then I've gone on a really bad loss streak with Lulu too. So Lulu seems a little inconsistent. I think she is very strong in the right matchups, but she has problems with poke, and she has problems if your team's behind. So she feels like kind of like a win more type of champion. So you really need to pair Lulu with like Kog'Maw or Twitch in particular, and just hope that they don't have a heavy harass lane. I've been seeing the return of Zyra a lot more lately. I feel like the meta is shifting away from these tanks. There are some tanks, but I feel like people are moving back towards assassins and damage dealers to some extent. And I had a lot of success with Rakan for a while, and then I slipped and kind of fell off a little bit. I'm still like 50% with him. I was as high as like 56% at one point. I've got probably like 150 games with him or something this season. And so I'm reverting back to sort of some old builds here that I liked before. I'm going to try a Talisman build for better engages. A Talisman Ardent Sensor, and then Ruby Locket Redemption. So we'll see how that goes down. The guy that I saw is a Master level player, and recently in Master he went 18-2 with this build, so we'll try it out. Now he maxes shield first. I've also toyed with maxing W in the past. It gives you a lot more mobility around the map. Gives you more crowd control in fights. It's a big deal, but the shield gives you more shielding, obviously, and more mobility at close range within fights. So Khan's a very, very versatile champion, and that's why I like him. Is he's an enchanter, and he's also an engage champion, which is pretty rare. Because there aren't that many engages that can also build Ardent Sensor, which is a big deal. Okay, so he's not topside. Red's gone also. Okay, never mind. There she is. Yeah, that was too much. I didn't think I was going to be in tower range there. I thought I could barely sneak it in the corner. It's not a big deal, though. Rakan does have a heal, so it's nice, as long as I hit it. Now, Rakan's not amazing in Alistar. A lot of the enchanters were banned. I think if you're going to pick Rakan, you need to ban Morg. It's a really hard counter. And she's become a lot more popular lately. I mean, we're out farming them. We don't have to do anything that spectacular here, but I can't really harass under tower because Alistar can obviously just headbutt me back. I didn't know we were going to have Sivir. I mean, Rakan's not amazing with Sivir. He's okay. It's like, he's not really, like, bad with anybody. He's not great against Janna or Morgana. So they max shield, I'm going to max shield. I'm just going to do what these master level people do and then kind of put my own spice on it eventually, but I think just warding better. Warding better, rotating better, and just making better decisions and just doing what they're doing. Hopefully we'll do it. Taking Ignite also, I've been really disappointed with Exhaust lately. I used to take Exhaust a lot. It is useful against Assassins, but I just feel like a lot of times I just end up exhausting the tank. Because I can't get to long range Assassin. Like I can't get to the 80 carries, and those are usually the biggest threats. So I can zone a little bit out here. Sejuani could be here. We gotta be a little careful. She's about even on CS, which is not great news for us. Okay. Don't want her to get that cannon for free. Okay, good. We zoned her off the cannon. That's all I want there.
I need to see if people can see how awesome I am.
Let's make sure that blast plant's out of there. I assume she hit the blast plant when she came over this edge here, but just wanted to make sure. Alright, so we're going to go gold, sightstone. We're just going all in on vision. You can go Oasis. I'm trying to think. Probably depends on the team comp and whether or not you need Talisman. I mean, you can just go Oasis into Ardent. Talisman does give you some okay tank stats. Like, I have gone for Zeke's in the past also. I think he goes for Ionian boots after this, just so that I get more ignites, more flashes. It seems really good on Rakan. And if you're going for that, then I don't know. I'm going to try the build. I'm going to stick with it. So I think he goes Ionian next. And then Ardent Sensor. He doesn't rush it. That's the thing. I see a lot of people like wanting to really rush Ardent Sensor. But you lose so much like utility. You lose your wards. You lose a lot of stuff when you do that. Like, yes, it's powerful, but unless we're just like completely stomping the lane, I feel like boots are obviously really good on Rakan to begin with. So I believe the speed on his W is at least somewhat contingent on his boot speed. I have itemized bilge water to BF, okay. Victor's there. I think Sej was topside. I think she got pushed out. Okay, I'm gonna go get some more wards while...
Why is it taking so long to get back to the action?
Okay, that's fine. I was gonna go ward around her, blue or Gromp, but... we need to be a little careful because we know Sej is on this side of the map. about even in CS. Sivir... Vayne's a better duelist, but Sivir, I think, is just stronger overall. She has better wave clear and better team fighting. Okay, do I want to start a fight here? TF's close. TF doesn't have ult, though. Trying to see if Ali will go on me. Massacre. Alright. I'm down with that. Rakan is one of my favorites to play, too. I do like playmaking supports. I know that people who have been on the channel recently, you know, might get tired of me playing, like, Sona, Janna, you know, stuff like that all the time. I really do like playmaking supports. I just like things that are mobile also, or things that have a degree of reliability and safety. Okay. Go ahead and get a ward up here. I like warding like right here, because if they put the pink ward in that bush, then it won't see that ward. And that ward still sees all the information that I want it to see.
This looks like another dangerous situation. Thankfully, I can improvise.
Okay, and once again, I think the reasoning behind Ionian's early is I'm going to be getting Locket, which doesn't have CDR on it. I'm also taking scaling CDR runes. 6 of those, so that'll give me 10% CDR. You want CDR on Rakan. He needs his ult. But Flash is also extremely good on him with his ult. That allows you so much more flexibility with how you want to engage fights, because you can ult, Flash, and then W onto somebody else. Can we get her?
Damn, where is she? I hate it when she...
Yeah, let's just get this guy.
Let's see what these animals can do.
You max W next, of course. I've seen some other top-end Rakan players getting Athene's Unholy Grail. In some sort, like, not rushing it, but like as a 3rd or 4th item, and that's intriguing. He does scale very well with AP. Yeah, let's go get this. This is a pretty smart team. Another thing, just macro, that I'm doing is I'm trying to dodge a lot more games. I'm playing during the afternoon, actually. I'm not streaming. So that I can just get more games in. And then just dodge a lot. And then while I'm waiting on that 30-minute timer, I can just like grade essays or whatever. Something like that. Okay. So we'll grab that. Get 2 of these. So now I've got 34% CDR, which is very nice. 40's cap. Because I have Courage of the Colossus also.
They've never seen moves like mine.
Okay, there's Sejuani. Need to keep better eyes on her. Okay, I've already got a ward there. We'll just go and put one here, I guess. We have really good pink control of bot side. Yeah, we do need to go ahead and grab top.
I'm getting impatient.
I got him. So I got headbutted out there, I think, briefly, which is not great, but it's alright. Okay, we got Yi splitting. That's fine. And get some wards in the jungle. This is a smart team. For once. I have to dodge. Just keep dodging until I get the smart teams, basically. I don't have ult. Don't have ult. Alright, we've got our sensor, and now we want to work towards, I think...
I don't want a war.
Grab one of these. I think we want to go Ruby Sightstone next, just so we have 4 wards. And then Talisman. This also, incidentally, makes us tankier. Because Ruby gives you a lot of health, obviously. Talisman gives you some armor. So it gives you some good utility, but then also some tankiness. Guys, back up, back up. Hey, thanks so much for the sub. There we go. Woo! Well, he did a pretty good job dodging me there. Alright, let's go get this. It's like clockwork. Now this is how you macro. You get ahead and you just go get everything. And you just keep pushing one objective at a time. Every time you get an objective, you go back and buy. We've only had like one kind of throw opportunity there where people were just trolling around at this tower.
I got freedom. I got a lady. I got a cause I died on. That's who I am.
It's pretty nice. Yeah, level 10, I'm already 40% CDR. It's getting pretty trolly. I'm almost out of mana. We might be able to just go ahead and end it. Let's end the game, boys. Okay. Yeah, I like the ignite. The ignite definitely got early kills. Courage made me a little tankier in some trades, so I think this is pretty good. The CDR I'd have to add up. How much I got? 1, 2. So that's 30. Then I guess I got 10 from the CDR runes. Which is good, because when I complete Talisman, that'll still only be 10%, and then I could go Locket or Redemption. If I get Redemption, obviously it'd be a little overkill on the CDR, but that's fine. CDR is just so crucial on him. He says almost all of his abilities are so powerful. They give him so much mobility, and so is his ult. It's really nice. And then this, of course, combos very nicely when you get your Talisman. Puts it on a lower cooldown, gives you the health that you want. It's very cost efficient. It also lowers the cooldown on your Oracle Alteration. A lot of people forget that, but you get 20% more of those, which is very good for sweeping, obviously. And then if you get Locket or Redemption, it'll reduce the cooldown on those also. So you can't get... a lot of them don't get Zeke's Convergence, which is it's pretty garbage item. I mean, it has okay stats on it. Like, if your 80 carries really far ahead, you can get it. It does do quite a bit of extra damage with them, but I almost never see any, like, high-end people get it. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not really that viable. You know, I have seen, like I said, I've seen some people get Athenes, which is interesting, because you do, like, some decent damage if you auto-attack and you hit a bunch of people with your W. It can give you some nice shields, and then the extra AP is obviously very good. He has really high AP ratio, so Athenes might be on the table in some matchups, but you know, you can just go the standard Locket Redemption. And because you're getting Locket and Redemption after Ardent Talisman, Ruby Sightstone, and your tier 2 boots as your last couple of items, then they're going to be really powered up level-wise. So, because obviously they give more shielding and healing per level. But anyways, yeah, Rakan, awesome in this meta. I think he's a super powerful support. He's also very rarely picked or banned. I think. I don't see him a lot in games, and I almost never see him banned. He's occasionally picked or banned. He does have a hard time against Morgana, Janna, and Thresh is kind of good against him, depending on how good the Thresh is. But otherwise, he's pretty good. Like, I think he's pretty good into Soraka. He's good into Sona. He's good into several things, so I think he's pretty solid. If you have Xayah on your team, obviously he's a grand slam. But even without Xayah, I think his impact is good because he's a nice engaged support that also can get Ardent Sensor and use it very well. He can apply it to 2 different people, which is really powerful. And he just has a lot of great utility. Awesome engage. His peeling's okay. It's suspect, but his peeling's not amazing, but it's okay. And it's his reliability. Like, and that's why a lot of pros use him too, is it makes it very hard for people to flash or dash whenever he just like pops like ult and flashes on you, or like ult flash W's to get into the team. And then you know you're going to be able to hit virtually everybody too. So unlike some other ults that are area of effect, if they spread out, they can kind of play around it. It makes it much harder to play around Rakan because he gets to run around and tag everybody. So it almost guarantees you're going to hit a large majority of them with your ult. And then if you actually somehow manage to get in there and just run through them, and hold on to your W, then they're all going to be held in place and they're all going to get hit by your W as well. So he has a pretty nice CC chain in addition to pretty high shields with very high AP scaling and really great mobility. So he's one of the safest champions, especially to roam around with, because if you get caught out while you're warding or trying to roam or whatever, you can just W through walls in the jungle or whatever and get away. So very mobile, very easy to get around, great champion. So anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.